हमारी ideation communal होती है, so the entire team sits regardless of whether they're a writer or an editor. हमारी शुरू में communal अभी भी हमारी communal ideation होती है.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
So like the editor can say आप इस बात को ऐसे कर लें वैसे कर लें.
नहीं, so I feel like other than the fact that Afan is actually very smart and
Right.
he can say that, and we will listen to Afan if he says that. I think his when you do a table read and you have two different kinds of producers sitting with you, you have an editor sitting with you, they give their perspective not only from how their craft is framing their perception and their reading of the script, but it's also they're also a consumer.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a joke that doesn't land. Maybe it lands when somebody, it doesn't land with somebody. So yeah.
But I think that's a power of the proliferation of the digital medias where because you can't just be an editor. It doesn't work anymore. Like you also need to understand story. And so they complement each other. No? If you're having an open table read. So isme jo hai, so you write a story, right? Maybe a videographer or an editor can come in and be like, yeah, we have this capability to do this interesting transition, right? That'll just amplify everything.
Yeah.
So let's do it,
No, absolutely. And just on that, before I forget, and this is not related to my story arc, but for instance, अगर हमारे पास दो projects की deliveries overlap करती हैं, उनका working time period overlap कर रहा है, तो of course like we have two editors अभी हैं हमारे पास. अगर हमारे पास एक और resource required है, so we would be advised by the management कि of course we have like an entire berth of editors at the news channel as well. Why don't you borrow one from there? But the difference is they're technical editors. कि यहाँ पे slide आएगी, यहाँ पे visual आएगा, यहाँ पे music शुरू होगा, यहाँ पे ticker आएगा, and that's it. With our editors, it's far more sensitive and it's far more creative.
Yeah.
Like you said, like a story editor.
Yeah.
And that's something Afan actually said last month. We were discussing something and he said, अच्छी edit किसी को पता नहीं चलेगी कि अच्छी edit है. They will recognize a bad edit.
Yeah.
But a good edit can't be recognized.
Seamless.
Yeah.
It's
because
meant
it is
meant
so,
to be,
yeah.
The table read mein everyone was involved.
Yeah.
That was a new experience for you?
It was a new and it was a harrowing experience because एकदम से आप एक कमरे में बैठे हुए हैं. You're the newest person on the team.
Yeah.
You're the only girl on the team.
And what?
And उस वक्त तो नहीं थी. Like I was a head writer. नहीं. I feel like we're a very horizontal company, so we don't have that.
Hierarchy vibes नहीं है.
नहीं.
Okay. Good.
So उसके अंदर all of a sudden these 9 strangers, because I just know their first names.
Yeah.
I've just met them.
Yeah.
And they are now telling you this is not a funny script.
Yeah.
This works. This doesn't work. Also, the thing is, and I try to bring this in the way now I address table reads and the way I give critique, because I am just not looking at scripts that are being produced by Teeli. Sometimes, friends from outside, they would send me work like, do you want to have a look at this? Tell me what you think. So I at least make it a point that you start with what works in the script.
Compliment sandwich.
Sure, pros and cons.
But it shouldn't be a compliment sandwich. It should be what works in the script, because you're also calibrating. Not the compliment like, oh, you're a very good writer. No, it's not that. It's like what works for your script. So maybe do more of that.
Right.
And then also like just decipher why it works. So do more of that. And this is why this doesn't work. So once again, calibrate your script and calibrate yourself as a writer. Okay, why this doesn't work. So, so first table read, I was also horrible at table reads.
Right. Because you've never done them.
नहीं उससे पहले कीन थी.
Where? Geofilms में भी table reads था.
Yeah.
Okay.
But of course, over 4 years, we got comfortable with the people we were with. हम बाहर अगर जाते थे या फिर collaborating with somebody या जो वो almost productions जो हुई थी.
Yeah.
So उस पे I remember one filmmaker that we were working with, and I would not take their name because they wouldn't want to be part of this conversation.
For a change.
तो उन्होंने कहा था कि ठीक है कि जो last table read है या फिर हम एक और table read करेंगे which should be like very clinical. So maybe like Gul in her monotone can read that script And that was
Wow.
not an insult. That was not an insult. That was just like a very by the way thing. Ke, yeah, like, you know, clinical robotics table read chahiye to.
Good.
But
It's a charming personality.
Yeah.
so the thing is then, and I love the idea of calibration because that was the first time I was introduced to a certain concept like that कि एक robotic table read होनी चाहिए. So I foolishly thought table reads should be clinical.
Oh no. Well, I mean, you know what you know. हाँ.
तो मैंने जाके एक बहुत ही सीरियसली टेबल रीड की, एक कॉमेडी स्केच की.
Yeah. Do you
तो-
remember the video?
हाँ,
Do you remember which video it
देसी
was?
कस्टम्स.
Oh, was Desi Customs. अच्छा.
या तो उस पे जो है ये नहीं काम करता, दिस इज नॉट फनी, ये वो सब कुछ हुआ. एंड देन 2 days later I also remember one of the producers was like, नहीं, यू आर अ ग्रेट राइटर, बड़ा अर्नेस्टली. तो मैं तो समझी के मजाक उड़ा रहा है
हाँ.
क्योंकि
Obviously.
2 दिन पहले तो जिबा कर दी थी मेरी पूरी
Yeah.
स्क्रिप्ट.
Yeah.
तो
कॉमेडी का ना ये मसला होता है कि where like story है, अच्छी है, whatever, but like comedy needs jokes.
Yeah.
Bro, ये तो funny नहीं है. And ये funny नहीं means तुम funny नहीं हो.
Yeah.
And
Obviously.
you're like, oh no.
so you know that learning also had to take place.
Yeah.
Learning also had to take place where now every time we get a writer, now every time we're working with a writer, we sort of have to convey also that you are not your script.
Yeah.
And we're talking about your script
Yeah.
and we're not talking about you. So, you know, like, of course, we have done comedy and then we have also expanded to do romantic comedy.
Sure.
Right? And of course, romantic comedy is slice of life and it's romantic.
Hmm.
So people write from their experiences.
Right.
And if you turn around and say, oh, this is cheesy, it's like you're
Yeah, story
telling...
होता है.
हाँ,
Yeah.
so you're basically telling that writer,
Right.
your take on romance is wrong. Your take on romance is ridiculous.
हाँ bro, बोलो.
Romance is ridiculous.
So,
Romance is shit.
Yeah.
So that, and I think once you sort of bring in that divide,
Hmm.
okay, the criticism that you're getting is on your script to
Yeah.
strengthen the script.
Yeah.
And it's not at you. Life just becomes easier. One of the very good things at Teeli is that even if you're having a bad day, even if I've just fought with you or aapki script ki table read hogi, you know for a fact that the critique that I will give or the feedback that I'll have, it will still be objective. It
Right.
won't be spiteful.
Right.